But what's going on, guys? Gainz Nation, we are back and we're better. I almost said we're back and we're butter for some reason because I'm thinking about because we were just talking about food. Um, but Gainz Nation, did you miss us? I don't know if you guys checked out the Instagram posts, but we unfortunately had a mishap 2 weeks ago. We recorded an episode, we went through it, we did all the work, and then we tried to upload it, and the audio wasn't working. But when we were editing the video, the audio is working. But for some reason, when we saved the clip, try to upload it, nothing was working. So we couldn't put it on audio or YouTube. For some reason, every time we tried uploading it, the audio wasn't working. So if you're listening to this and you're on YouTube, please comment below and tell us what you guys currently use as like a system. Currently, Roman and I are using like the Skype free version. So we'll do like a live and then we'll record the actual like video conversation so we can use the audio and video. But if you guys have a recommendation, please let us know. I've been trying to look in the Anchor FM to see if it does the sort of Skype. Haven't gotten to that, but I've looked around with Anchor FM. If you guys have any other suggestions that make it easier for us and like better quality, like let us know. So that happened. So we couldn't give you that information. And then this past week, Roman went back home. Hopefully you had a good time, buddy. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was fun. The wedding was really cool. A lot of really awesome people. It was a lot of fun. Really beautiful part of Maine. Windsor, Maine. Shout out Windsor.
And you're probably going at like the perfect time where it's not too hot, not too cold, and it's like beautiful. Roman sent me an awesome picture. And that was like some sort of bridge and like some backdrop, or what was that?
That was just me like driving over what are we driving over? I think driving over the Sagamore Bridge in Sagamore, Massachusetts.
I heard that bridge is almost bigger than the Golden Gate. Is that true?
No. I don't think so.
Sorry, I had to make the joke. So, Roman, so the conversation we had probably 3 weeks ago, you were telling us about your blood work and whatnot. I know I asked you probably like a couple of days ago, but you're still looking to have the conversation with your doctor, right? And then see what next steps are and what all like the actual conversation about the results, since you never really had that conversation, right?
Yeah, I need to schedule a telehealth appointment. I've just been like, I've been busy, yeah, but like I've probably just been putting it off, like realistically. Like I could have done it like any of the days that I was off last week. But I was just trying to enjoy vacation. So it's on my to-do list, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. So sorry about that, Gainz Nation. But stay tuned because we'll do a little bit of like an overview of what some of it means after I get like collect some more data, get some like clarification, and then honestly I might like get it redone and just do it faster this time, just to make sure everything is like whatever for like the hormone levels. I just want to kind of have a conversation like, hey, this looks like low, and kind of like these are like outliers. I haven't had this done before, not the best of my knowledge. Do you recommend that we take any like course of action? Do we just like wait it out 3-6 months, test it again? Like I feel good. Like I wouldn't say I feel great, but I feel good, you know.
Are you sure they're gonna suggest it for some turkestine?
Yeah, some turkesterone. Let's freaking go. MPMD. Let's get a sponsorship going.
You think Derek will sponsor the Gainz podcast or not?
No. That would be pretty cool though.
But we're gonna wait to hear back, and also too, like I wonder if the doc's gonna say like maybe instead of testing so soon, maybe like hear the advice and the suggestions, and then like maybe like 5 months out, like maybe like before spring, maybe get tested again instead of so soon. Unless he or she says like, well, maybe we do test fasted and then maybe let's check what the results are. But yeah.
Yeah.
And then, guys, when you're watching this, exactly a week away when this comes out, Roman will be coming to the AZ, the Arizona, the Phoenix metropolitan area to get his Zona on. But it's going to be very awesome, guys. We'll post some clips and some pictures. But we have Grand Canyon. We're going to tackle that. We're going to hike together.
Holding hands?
While holding hands, all four of us. Even though the trail is not even big enough to maybe even hold like two people wide. But we'll try to do four people wide walking down the trail while holding hands. But that's going to be really awesome. Can't wait for Roman and Laura to come out here, come hang out with us, and then see the beautiful lands of Arizona. Roman's never been, right? You guys
No,
never
this is
been?
my first time. The only so I've been to Southern California around Palm Springs area. Um, but yeah, haven't been to Arizona yet. So that'll be really cool. And
Yeah.
are we going up into Nevada or will we not quite get there for the
No.
part of the okay.
Yeah, I mean, if we had more time, like the Nevada part would be like, honestly, it's like a 6 hour drive or 5 hour drive
Wow,
just to
okay.
just to get around and get to that area.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it's gonna be Roman's first time. I'm excited for him to see that. Because I only did it the beginning of this year, and I was like blown away. We were getting some snow while we're hiking, so I don't think it's gonna be snowing when Roman comes out here, but it'll be interesting to see like the foliage and all that good stuff. Because in March, obviously there wasn't really any color changes by the Grand Canyon, but like it's gonna be flipping beautiful. Like with the red rock and like everything turning like orange, yellow, brown, red around it. It's gonna be a totally different look for me too. So like I'm like pumped for that aspect.
Yeah.
To see that
Heck yeah.
for the both of us. So that's gonna be awesome. We're gonna be doing that. I don't know how far we're gonna go. Roman is kind of crazy, so maybe we'll do like 20 miles in the day. And it's going to be Roman's birthday when we hike the Grand Canyon. So if you're watching this, you got this far, make sure you guys send your birthday wishes to Roman. He's getting younger by the year, so he's like a vampire. Like every year he like takes a year off, so he like looks younger.
Benjamin Button.
Or Benjamin, I should, yeah, that makes more sense, I guess. But yeah, so you guys make sure tune into our Instagram. Maybe, I was just saying, maybe I could bring my GoPro, but I've been meaning to do some more like free editing with videos, but maybe I'll bring the GoPro. Maybe like you'll see some like more clips of like Roman and I together, like hiking instead of just like the Gainz podcast separately. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll bring the GoPro. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how Roman's doing. I don't want to take videos of Roman like crying because of how hard the Grand Canyon is. Like he's gonna be sitting there pouting like, I need a wheelchair. Someone push me up the Grand Canyon. uh, it is pretty intense, so it'll be pretty interesting to see. But that's good. So you got some breaks probably from lifting too. Did you catch some basement lifts or no?
No, I didn't have any time to be honest with you.
Nice.
I think I worked out once with Laura. It was like a at home type workout. So she jumped on my back and I do like really slow like ass to grass
Hey
squats.
now.
And then yeah, so and like I would do like 2 to 4. I'm like very deconditioned for like doing any type of like weight. And then I do like body weight squats. Um like pretty close to failure. And then I then I would do and they're just like they're super sets or giant sets. So then I would do calf raises and I would do calf raises until failure, like 1 to 2 reps from failure, and then I would she would jump back on my back and I would do good mornings. And I would do like anywhere between like 5 to 10 good mornings, and I did that three times through. And then I also did think I did a plank. I've been doing a lot of planks recently, like working on my vacuum, just to kind of like work on that skill of like pulling a vacuum when I come up for like a double bicep or something like that.
So you pretty much did like almost a workout when we were suggesting like beginning of COVID. So like you kind of
Yeah.
just use your resources. You didn't need much, and you did what you could, right? It's not
Yeah.
something serious. Like Roman didn't you know go work out at midnight because he didn't have time in the day. So he's gonna interrupt his recovery cycle of sleep. So he's going to the 24-hour gym to pay all the money and just because he wants to get under a barbell. No, he didn't do any of that. Like he still got his recovery sleep, he got his food in, and then enjoyed his time off. One last thing, real quick, before I talk about myself, how's your elbow doing?
Good, really good.
As I say,
I've been
because
like
that's
benching
been
and
like two
everything.
weeks. It's been two
Yeah.
weeks. So,
Yeah.
is it been so like pretty good then?
Yeah. I would say it's like probably 90% better.
So laying
Sometimes
laying
after
off of it like kind of helped, like
that, and also I've been like being more diligent about like
warm
staying
ups.
further away from yeah, a little bit, but just staying further away from failure. Um, I've been doing tricep work, but I'll do it that I have like quite a few reps like still left in the tank. But then I'll like do like wherever my starting point is. Let's say I could do for like cable pull downs, I could do like let's say 70 by 30. That would be my failure point. I would do like 70 by like 18, and then like my next set I do it by like 15, and then I would probably like move on or something like that.
Yeah.
And that'd be like after a couple warm up sets. Like I do 40 by like 20, and then like 50 or 60 by like 15, 20, that kind of deal. Um, I've been doing
Gains.
higher rep work. So with like bench, for example, I'm between like the 8 to 12 rep range, and it's pause too. So I can kind of direct the direction of force, so that it's not like I come down and it's just like I'm not like it's not touch and go. So I get like a nice pause on the chest. Same thing with incline. So I'm doing dumbbell incline, like a nice pause, nice deep stretch, press up, pause at the top, come back down. And same thing for overhead presses too. I'm getting like a nice pause at the top, nice pause at the bottom. Um, when I warm up for overhead press, it feels like much better when I don't. If I'm just like, oh, I'm warm because I already did bench, I already did dumbbell incline. Um, it like the joint doesn't pop as much. So I would definitely say like that was something that I recommend to our Gainz podcast as soon as, even if it's just one warm up set, like 50% of the working weight, and do anywhere between like 8 to 20 reps, just to kind of get like the fluids like moving in that joint, because really I do think it is like warming up the joint to that specific movement pattern. Yeah, that's been working really good for me. So the elbows are rock solid, baby.
That's good to hear, buddy. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes I'll forget about that, but most of the time I kind of do that already. But yeah, like same here. Like if because I'm doing still full body, like well, upper and lower workouts pretty much for my split for what I do during the week. But like same here, like most of the time, like say if like my focus of the day is like overhead press, like I'll start obviously there. I'll do my bandit work before I get to the barbell, and then I'll warm up with the barbell, and then like throughout that workout, obviously I usually do like push pull during the upper session, so like I don't do like overhead press and then like I'll do flat dumbbell press during the workout. I usually don't do it like right after overhead press, so like I'll go from there, and then maybe I'll do like a pull movement, like maybe like a back movement, or like a bicep workout, and then I'll do like flat dumbbell press for my chest, and then like kind of like what Roman was saying, like even though like right now I'm like throwing up 80 or 85 pound dumbbells, like coming back from that shoulder injury, but like now, I mean, I'll do like like even like 35, 40 pound dumbbells before I touch even the 80 pound dumbbells. So even though I've warmed up on the overhead press, I'm doing like 115 pounds on overhead press for reps, I still do like that 40 pound dumbbell warm up set before I touch like the 80s or the 85. So that's good. It's like something that you kind of forget about sometimes, and like you're like, well, I already did overhead press, so I'll just grab those 80s right away. And then you're like, well,
Yeah.
maybe next time, maybe my joint will be having less like pressure and less like, ache afterwards because you did that extra set. That only took like maybe a minute or two out of your, day. It's not even like
Yeah.
a big like timestamp. Um, what else was I say? Oh, if you guys aren't catching my squats, man, my squats are getting there, guys. Don't sleep on me. Don't. I know my bench was like really good. My deadlift's like pretty decent, but like I think I'd be more proud if I could do like squat for like 400 pounds for reps. Like I'd be
Yeah.
proud. Like to the day. Like yesterday, I deadlifted 405. And I don't really go above 400 pounds like often right now because like I don't really care too much about deadlift. But like I'm not even that excited for that. But like when I hit like 405 on a squat and like I can hit it like crisp and clean, like I'm gonna be pumped. Like I'm gonna be so ecstatic. So if you're checking that out, I'm still doing beltless training with squats. I actually put a belt on for deadlifts yesterday. Felt really weird, honestly. It felt really freaking weird because the fact that when you lay off for like 2 months and you put something on, it's like a foreign object. So like it felt really weird. Honestly, I didn't really feel too much stronger with the belt on because of the beltless training so far. It's probably because I just did it for the one day, but like it's whatever. Like obviously I'm messing around with a couple of things for the end of the year. And then yeah, I think that's all I had to say for the workout side. But yeah, I mean, I've been lifting a lot more with my zero drop shoes too with my leg workouts. So that's pretty cool. I'm getting used to that because I've been lifting like legs in basketball shoes like my whole life. So I've been switching to that. It felt weird at first, but I use them to walk around. So I don't know why I never really trained so much in them. But yeah, starting to use more of my Reebok powerlifting shoes. And also too, I bought the Squat University book, the Squat Bible. So
Yeah. Heck
just
yeah.
started. I just started reading that last night before bed. We're actually trying out a new thing where instead of watching TV before bed, we're actually cutting out like a 30-minute chunk before like our estimated bedtime, and
That's
we're gonna
awesome.
read for that 30 minutes. Eventually, we're gonna probably do like an hour, so like push it to like an hour. But I just didn't want to, um, I don't want to read too much and like having to keep buying books so much because like I don't think that's I don't know I don't want to overdo it too because I don't want to be bored with it too. So that's gonna be really interesting Squat Bible. So if you guys haven't checked it out, I think it was like $20 on Amazon. I think it's even cheaper for like a Kindle edition. So if you want to use it for you want to read it on your iPhone or your tablet or your Amazon Kindle, you could check it out. So far, I'm 30 pages deep. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty cool
Nice.
to learn more about like a specific movement. So yeah, and then this episode, we want to talk about the Olympia. We tried talking about it 2 weeks ago, but that was like the precursor of the Olympia, so it was like before the happening. So if you guys haven't checked out the Olympia, we're going to talk about that today and like what we thought. But Roman, what did you think about the Olympia? What were some of the things that kind of gave you some motivation or like some curiosity of like the next year one, or some interesting things you saw? Because as I say, I got like a couple things that I'd like to bring up. I wonder if it's gonna like link up what you have to say.
Yeah. So number one for like men's open was pretty. That was pretty like pretty expected. It was Big Rammy, of course. Um, from what I saw in like the videos, like it did look like he tightened up like the next day. People always want to hate on Big Rammy for like not being like coming in like well conditioned, but I thought his conditioning was it was good enough clearly like because he's just so much bigger than everyone else. Like he's pretty much like I don't know, he's an enigma because like honestly he might be bigger than Ronnie was. Like it would be really interesting to like if we could get like Ronnie Coleman in his prime and to have him like right next to Big Ramy. That would be unbelievable.
I wonder if
And then
they have like a side by side. You know how they used to do that with like Ronnie and like like not Jay Cutler because that was the same generation, but like Phil Heath and like Ronnie Coleman, like they have the side by sides like that. I wonder if they have it for them too.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm sure somebody does, like buys and tries. I'm sure that if they haven't done it, they will do it at some point. Brandon Curry, like obviously did really good as was expected. Hadi looked amazing. His conditioning. The dark horse for me that I did not expect him to place this well at all was Hunter Labrada. I did not expect him to come in at fourth.
As I say, he wasn't even
Nick Walker.
Yeah, he was even on our list. So like when Roman and I talked about like the teaser of the Olympia before it came out, we actually didn't have Hunter in our top 5.
I was just thinking, let me check. I think I might have had him like at 10 or something like that. Because I do like Hunter. I like him a lot. But it was just like, that was unexpected. That was really unexpected. Let me see. Where did I put that? Olympia. I had Hunter at 8. So he like have my expectations. So that was honestly like so freaking insane. Nick didn't do as good as I thought. I think, to be honest with you, I think Nick may have like over dieted a little bit, which I think his coach Matt was aware of. But like that's kind of like their edge that he was coming in on. I feel like I've seen his quads like more full before. But like he's so young. He's I think 26 and he came 5th like for his first Olympia ever. So I think if you come top 5, you qualify for the next year's Olympia. Don't quote me on that, but I would be surprised if he didn't compete at like another show. Just to kind of like warm him up in the season, but like later on the season, so he has like a nice like off season. Like if he spent like 6 to 8 months like massing, like oh my god, that'd be insane.
The only thing that scares me, because you mentioned that like with the age and like how big he is and everything, that kind of reminds me of what was his name, Dallas.
Dallas Brecken or something like that, maybe. No, McCarver.
McCarver, yeah. Obviously it doesn't. You don't know all of it, and we still won't know all of it besides like the direct family members, right? And we're not gonna suggest anything. We're not gonna say anything bad. But like that when you see like Nick Walker, because how old is he?
Nick is 26, I think.
Okay, but yeah. So yeah, and so like you just see like the age, but you never know. Like maybe it's just the freak genetics. Like maybe he's in that new generation where he's got that particular body type and musculature and genetics where like maybe it's not as crazy. But see, the thing is every time we saw someone so young, obviously, like Roman was saying, like there's been deaths, there's been a lot of injuries. So I'm not trying to be negative about it. I just I just hope he's playing it safe. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at some of his, he's like shown like high school photos and stuff like that in the past. Like he was big. Like he's always had, like he obviously has like that big structure. I think he was like 220 in high school. So like in that regard, he's only put on like, I mean, he was like pretty fluffy. So like lean, he probably would have been like high 100s, low 200s. Yeah. But like he's put on like 50 plus pounds of lean mass in like 8 years or something like that. It's like absolute insanity. Like every year he puts in like somewhere between like 6 to 10 pounds of lean mass, I think.
Yeah, and that's that's like the crazy thing about it. And like it's so saddening too. Like the guy's like a year younger than me, and he's like twice my size.
I mean, yeah, dude. Like he's obviously a genetic. He's called a mutant for a reason.
Yeah. Are you did we have Hadi in our top five? Because
Yeah, I think I had him at 3. I think. Let me see. No, I had him at 4. I had Brandon Curry at 3 and Hadi at 4. So I was one off.
yeah, who'd you have at second again?
I had Nick at second. I thought Nick would
Ah.
beat out Hadi with size, and which he did, I believe. I believe he did. And I figured they would be like on par with conditioning. But yeah,
Yeah,
the judges preferred Hadi over Nick and Hunter.
so before we talk about like some different because I do want to talk about the part that I thought was like hilarious. Next year, Roman, this is going
Yeah.
to be an interesting question. Next year, if Phil Heath and Kai Green came in,
Oh man.
they came back. Let's just say
Oh
that.
man.
What would it change this top five completely?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't even I just want to see Phil Heath, Big Ramy, and Kai Green like together.
Yeah.
Like
I think Phil, what he should do is he should look to do an extended diet, but like slow and steady, like a 20-week diet. Because like the thing that I hear that his issue is when he's dieting are gut issues. So start nice and slow, really 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 small deficit, like 200 to 300 calorie deficit to start, and
yeah,
then obviously like have his refeed days, like 2 refeed days a week type dealio. And
Roman, who are
nothing
you
but clean
kidding?
foods, no
Who are
like
you kidding?
artificial
They
sweeteners,
could
like
probably do like 50 to 100 calories and still lose like a good amount of weight. What are you talking about?
yeah yeah.
They probably
But
metabolize so much more than us.
oh yeah, like his diet would probably start off at like 4,900 calories or something stupid like that, like something stupid like, let's see, hold on, let me do some math real quick.
There was
Let's say he does,
there was
let's
a
say
joke.
5,000 calories.
There was a joke about the doctor saying like 200 grams of protein for you is like pretty unhealthy. He goes, what do you do that in, like a week? And then he goes, no. A couple days? No. A day? He goes, no. One meal. like the body, like we're talking like not natty like bodybuilder, like telling like the doctor 200 grams of protein per meal. Can you imagine digesting that? Like you just feel like crap. Like for if it was one of us.
Oh my god, that'd be hard. Yeah, so he would probably start off at like 750 grams of carbs per
Man,
day.
that is love. That is life. I wouldn't be mad about that at all.
That's
Uh,
diet. That's a diet. That's starting his diet.
actually, one more thing before I wanted to tell you about the funny thing because we're probably gonna end soon anyways. I was kind of upset. I'm not upset because obviously he's doing like something for himself, but kind of sad that Flex Lewis didn't compete. But if
Yeah.
you guys follow him on social media, like him and his wife were trying to have a kid. He probably can't be on the juice or dieting pretty extensively if you're trying to, make some children in this world. I'm not going to go any further than that. But like, like that was kind of sad that you could see Flex Lewis because he's always a fun guy to watch. And I think he's overall just like a very good poser, very good guy in general. And also, too, a lot of people make some fun videos in his gym like every day, like Mike Here's to Tell.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Speaking of Flex, Flex Wheeler, I think, is in the hospital. So like send like
Yeah,
thoughts and
again, right?
prayers to him. Yeah. I think he has COVID right now. But speaking of 212, Derek Lunsford, he was really impressive, man. Like I think he really deserved it over Sean Clarita, and maybe some juicy info for this year or like the 2022 season.
Yeah.
I've heard rumors that Sean Clarita might move up to open. I don't know if he said it officially. I've heard that for the past couple years, but that would be really fascinating because he's at like 170 or 180 pounds, like when he's like shredded, because he's 5'2", I think.
Yeah.
So That would be insane to see. That would be really, really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really hard, right? I mean, it's like, you're stepping on another class where it's like, it's a lot of different other weights, different heights. So it's like it's gonna be interesting. But I mean, hey, if he does well, like, who cares? Like, I think if he thinks he could do it, why not? I mean,
Yeah.
And then if he has troubles like the next year, like, he could always go back, right? It's not like he can't go back. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Different strategy, because he would like focus on like probably a much larger surplus, and he'd be looking to like put on like an appreciable amount of mass. He'd probably want to gain like anywhere between like 4 to 6 pounds, which would be like insane for like his level of like advancement as a bodybuilder. So he could come on stage like 5 pounds heavier. So if he weighs in at 180, he would probably try to weigh in at 185, which like 5 pounds of lean like tissue on a guy who's 5'2", that would look freaking insane. Like he's already like nutty, because he's like 5'2" is short for a bodybuilder, but his mass is like absolutely absurd. Like I'm pretty sure he wears like triple XL sweaters when he's like doing his like dumbbell incline presses, like when he's like doing his like Instagram videos. It's so funny to see, man. He's an enigma. He's really something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, though, like, bodybuilders with height, though,
Yeah.
like I mean,
You're
it's
right.
not. I mean, it's not like, I mean, Nick Walker's 5'7". So I mean, I think Big Romney's probably the tallest one on the stage, and I mean, he's probably what, barely, not even, is he even 6 foot, or is he 6 foot?
6'1" or something like that. 6'1", 6'2". C-Bum. I mean, if you're looking at classic, like I think Nick's strength and power is really onto something.
5'9", actually.
No way.
Yeah, that's Chris Bumstead's
way,
6'1". So Chris Bumstead's actually an inch shorter than me. So Phil Heath is 5'9". So actually, it's probably under 6 feet when it comes to like the big guys.
That makes sense.
Wow. I'm glad you brought C-Bum up. The funny part was when like the press conference, I forgot his name, but he like took off his shirt and tried to flex on Chris Bumstead and threw.
Brian, yeah.
Yeah, he threw his shirt. Like, you know what though? Like I like dramatic stuff when it comes to like sports.
Yeah.
But like, dude, like some of the stuff is just like, I don't know if someone's telling him to do this, but like, dude, if you're gonna like taunt, like make sure you get first place, because like
I know
Chris Bumstead blew him out of the water, like, and he's gonna be the reigning champ for a while. Like he's just and it's just the height thing. It's like, we knew Franco Columbu was one of the greatest with Arnold, but see, the thing is, Arnold he was 6'2". He just had more mass, and it was distributed throughout his whole body. It's just hard for taller people to build muscle, but if you have those genetics and you're like Chris Bumstead, like, it's just gonna look completely different. Even though Franco